There is something about nighttime that tells the truth. During the day, you can keep moving. You can stay busy, stay useful, stay distracted. But when the lights go down and the house gets quiet, everything you've been carrying starts to speak. And maybe tonight you're tired in a way that sleep alone can't fix. Maybe it's not your body that needs rest. Maybe it's something deeper, something that's been holding on for too long. I want you to know you don't have to figure anything out right now. You don't have to fix it tonight. You don't even have to understand it. You just have to let yourself be still. That's why you're here, and that's enough. Tonight, we're going to do something simple. We're going to pray together. We're going to sit with God's word, and we're going to let His presence fill this quiet space around you. Because here's what I've learned, and I believe it with everything in me. He meets you in the stillness, not in the noise, not in the striving, in the stillness. So wherever you are tonight, whatever you're carrying, let's begin. I want to ask you something tonight, and I don't need you to answer out loud. I don't even need you to answer at all. I just need you to let the question sit with you for a moment, the way you'd let a stone settle to the bottom of still water. When was the last time you gave yourself permission to stop? Not sleep, not collapse from exhaustion because there was nothing left to give. Not finally close your eyes because the day simply ran out of hours. I mean actually stop, with intention, with something close to peace, with the quiet, deliberate understanding that the day is finished and you don't owe it anything more than what you already gave. For a lot of us, and I mean people who have lived a little, who have carried real weight, who have learned the hard way that the world doesn't pause just because you're hurting. Stopping feels almost dangerous. Like if you go still for too long, something important will slip through your fingers. Like rest is a luxury reserved for people whose lives are simpler than yours. Like you haven't quite earned it yet, so you keep going. You check one more thing. You replay one more conversation, turning it over and over, looking for the place where you could have said it better. You make one more mental list of everything that still needs to happen tomorrow, as if rehearsing the list enough times will make tomorrow easier to carry. And by the time your head finally hits the pillow, your body is horizontal, but your mind is still standing up, still working, still trying to hold everything together in the dark, the way it held everything together all day long. I know that feeling. I think you do too. I think most people listening to this tonight know exactly what I'm describing, even if they've never said it out loud to another person. But here's what I want you to consider tonight, not as a lesson, not as something to write down or remember in the morning, just as a thought to hold loosely while you breathe. The way you'd hold something fragile without gripping it. What if the things you're holding right now don't actually need you to hold them tonight? What if, for the next hour, the world could hold itself and you could just be here? Not solving, not managing, not bracing for whatever tomorrow might ask of you. Just here, in this room, in this body, in this single quiet hour that belongs to no one but you and God. There is a particular kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from believing quietly, persistently, almost without noticing that everything depends on you. That if you let go, even for a single night, something irreplaceable will be lost. That the house will not stand if you stop being the one holding up the walls. And that belief, that unspoken weight, is one of the heaviest things a person can carry to bed. Heavier, sometimes, than the actual circumstances themselves. But you weren't designed to carry it alone. I want to say that slowly, because it's not a motivational phrase, and it's not something I'm saying to make you feel better for a moment before the feeling fades. It's just the truth. It was true before tonight, and it will still be true tomorrow. Think for a second about the people you love most. Think about the ones who have leaned on you, who have called you in the middle of the night, who have needed you to be steady when they couldn't be. You've been strong for so many people, for so long, that it's probably hard to remember what it feels like to not be the strong one. And there is something beautiful in that. There really is. Strength given to the people we love is never wasted, but real strength, the kind that lasts, the kind that doesn't quietly burn a person down from the inside, includes knowing when to set it down, knowing that strength was never meant to be a permanent posture. It was meant to be available when it's needed, and released when it's not. Tonight, I want to invite you to set it down. Not forever, not even for very long, just for now, just for this hour, just long enough to remember something you may have forgotten somewhere along the way, that you are more than what you do, more than what you manage, more than what you hold together for everyone else. You are someone who deserves to be held to. Say that to yourself, even just inside your own mind. I deserve to be held to, not because you've earned it through performance, not because today went perfectly, but because that is simply what you are, a person, tired and faithful and human, who has been carrying things far longer than anyone realizes. And here is the question I'll leave with you now, not to answer, not to solve, just to feel. The way you'd feel warmth from a fire across a room, if God Himself said to you tonight, quietly, in the dark, in a voice you somehow recognized even though you'd never heard it before, I've got this. You can rest now. Would you let Him? Just sit with that. Don't rush past it, looking for the next thought. Let the silence work on you for a moment, the way silence sometimes works better than words ever could, because what comes next, we're going to pray together. And I want you to come to that prayer not with a list of requests, not with an agenda of things you need fixed by morning, but with open hands, the kind of open hands that say, without needing to say it out loud, I don't have to hold everything tonight. He meets me in the stillness, and that is enough. That is always enough. Let's pray together now. You don't need to close your eyes if you don't want to. You don't need to fold your hands or find the right posture or say the right words in the right order. Just be where you are, in your bed, in your chair, in whatever corner of this night you found for yourself tonight. God knows exactly where you are. He always has. He was not waiting for you to arrange yourself correctly before He started paying attention. And if prayer feels distant tonight, if it's been a while since you really prayed, or if the words don't come easily anymore, or if you're not even sure what you believe right now, that's okay. You don't need perfect words. You never did. You just need an open heart, even a tired one, even a guarded one. And if even that feels like too much to offer right now, just breathe. Let this be your prayer. Let me carry the words for a little while, and you simply receive them. Lord, we come to you tonight, not with everything figured out, not with clean hands and settled hearts. We come to you exactly as we are, tired in ways we can name and tired in ways we can't, sometimes confused about what we even need, sometimes carrying things we don't have proper names for yet. Things that live somewhere underneath the words we use to describe our days. And still, we thank you. Not because everything was easy today, not because the day was kind to us, or fair, or even particularly good. We thank you because you are here, because you were here long before we thought to call on you tonight, because your presence has never once depended on our readiness, our worthiness, or our timing. You simply are. You simply remain. tonight, Lord, we ask for something simple, not for every circumstance to change by morning, not for the hard conversation to suddenly resolve itself, or the worry to dissolve completely, or the uncertainty to become certainty overnight. We ask for peace, the kind of peace that doesn't make sense on paper, that can't be explained to someone who hasn't felt it, the kind that settles into a room like quiet air and says, without needing to say much at all, it's all right. You are not alone. You can rest now. We ask you to come into this space tonight, into this bedroom, this living room, this couch, wherever your child has laid their body down to rest. Come into the tiredness that sits in the shoulders and the chest and the places we don't usually pay attention to until the day is finally quiet enough to feel them. Come into the worry that's been sitting in the corner all evening, waiting for a chance to speak the moment things got still. Come into the grief that doesn't always announce itself loudly, but sometimes just sits there, heavy and quiet, in the space behind the ribs. You know what we're carrying, Lord. You've known all along, even on the days we didn't say it out loud to anyone, even to ourselves. And we're learning slowly, imperfectly, one night at a time, to let you carry it with us, instead of carrying it alone the way we've gotten so used to doing. So tonight, we release it. We release the conversation that didn't go the way we hoped it would. We release the decision that still feels uncertain, the one we keep turning over in our minds long after it needed thinking about. We release the fear about tomorrow, what it will bring, what it will ask of us, whether we'll have enough left in us to meet it well. We release all of it, not because we've stopped caring about the outcome, not because we've become careless or numb, but because we trust you with it. Because carrying it alone has never actually made us stronger. It has only made us more tired in ways that sleep alone cannot fix. And Lord, for the ones listening tonight who are carrying something heavier than ordinary tiredness, something that doesn't have an easy name, something they haven't told anyone, maybe haven't even fully told themselves, we ask for your nearness tonight. Not answers yet, not explanations, just nearness. Just the quiet, unmistakable sense that you are in the room with them, that you see what they're going through, that you have not forgotten them, even when the silence has felt like absence, because you haven't forgotten. You never do, not once, not ever. Your word tells us that you give sleep to those you love, not as something earned through enough effort or enough faith, but as a gift freely given to weary children you delight in. Tonight, we receive that gift. We receive rest, not as something we have to deserve, but as grace, a space you carved out specifically for this, for us, just to be still in your presence for a while. So as the night deepens around us, Lord, quiet our thoughts, slow our breathing until it matches something steadier than our worry. Ease the tension we're holding in our shoulders, in our jaw, in our chest, in all the places where we store what we don't say out loud during the day. Let your peace be the very last thing we feel before sleep finally comes, not the last worry, not the last unfinished thought, but your peace, settling over everything else like snow settling quietly over a tired landscape. And let us wake tomorrow knowing, even if we can't fully explain how we know it, that you were here tonight, that you never left, not even for a moment, that in the stillness of this ordinary, unremarkable night, something was tended to, something was held that we couldn't hold ourselves, something was healed, even if only a little, even if we can't yet see it. We trust you with the rest of it, Lord, all of it, tonight and tomorrow and whatever comes after. In Jesus' name, amen. Take a breath now. You don't have to do anything with what you just prayed. You don't have to feel a certain way. or sense some dramatic shift, or know for certain that something has changed. Sometimes prayer isn't lightning and fire and immediate transformation. Sometimes it's simply a door left open, quiet, unassuming, available, and that is more than enough for tonight. He meets you in the stillness. He always has. Even now, even here. I want you to stay right where you are. Don't move. Don't adjust. Don't reach for your phone or check the time or shift toward whatever your mind thinks still needs attention. Just for these next few minutes, let yourself stay exactly where you are. Notice where you are. Feel the weight of your body against whatever is beneath you right now. The mattress giving slightly under you. The pillow holding the shape of your head. The blanket that's been washed so many times it's gone soft in that particular way only familiar things ever get to be. Notice the warmth gathering near your skin. Notice how your body has already started to settle, even before your mind has caught up. The room around you is quiet now. Maybe not perfectly silent. Maybe there's the faint sound of the house settling into itself. The soft creak of wood cooling after a warm day. A car passing somewhere in the distance. The low electrical hum of something still running in another room. That's all right. None of those sounds are interruptions. They're simply the nighttime doing what the nighttime has always done. In every house, on every ordinary evening like this one. Let those sounds pass through you without holding on to any of them. Let them arrive and let them leave, the way clouds pass over a field without the field needing to do anything in response. Somewhere outside, beyond the walls of wherever you are tonight, the sky has gone fully dark. And if you could see it clearly, really see it, the way people once could before the cities filled the air with their own competing light, you'd find it scattered with more stars than you could ever count in one sitting. Millions of them. Some of that light has been traveling for longer than human history has existed, just to finally arrive here, tonight, falling softly onto a world that is, for this hour at least, finally growing quiet. That same sky, with all its ancient light, is stretched out above your house right now, above your street, above this exact room. Even if you can't see it through the walls or the curtains, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's simply waiting there, the way it always does, the way it has every single night of your life, whether you noticed it or not. And under that sky, in this room, in this exact moment, you are safe. Your breath is slow. Or it's getting there, gradually, the way most good things arrive. Not all at once, but a little at a time. You don't have to breathe perfectly. There's no right way to do this. You just have to breathe the way your body has already been doing without your permission this entire time. Without you ever having to think about it, or manage it, or get it right. There is nothing you need to solve in this moment. Nothing you need to prepare for. Nothing waiting on the other side of this stillness that requires your attention at this particular hour. Whatever needs solving will still be there tomorrow in the daylight when you have more to give it. Tonight is not that time. Just this room. Just this breath. Just this particular, ordinary, sacred, quiet. Picture, if it helps, a single lamp somewhere down the hall, left on low, casting just enough light to find your way if you needed to. Picture rain that hasn't started yet but feels close, gathering somewhere just beyond the horizon, patient, unhurried. Picture the stillness of a house at the very end of a long day, dishes put away, doors checked, the last light switched off, settling finally into rest. And somewhere in that quiet, if you let yourself feel it without trying too hard, there is a presence. Not loud, not demanding anything of you. Just there, Steady in the way warmth is there before you even realize you'd been cold. Steady in the way light is there the moment a door opens onto a dark hallway. Gentle, constant, real. You are not alone in this room tonight. You were never alone in it, not for a single moment, even on the nights it felt that way. Rest now, just rest. The men who wrote the Psalms, they weren't writing from a place of having it all together. They were writing from the dark, from the exhausted, from the desperate and the confused and the ones who had run out of words but kept speaking anyway, because they didn't know what else to do with what they were carrying. Some of them wrote these words while running from enemies. Some wrote them while grieving. Some wrote them in the middle of long nights that looked very much like this one, sleepless, uncertain, searching for something solid to hold onto in the dark. And somehow, thousands of years later, those same words still find us, right where we are, right here, in the quiet of this particular night, in this particular room, in whatever you happen to be carrying tonight that you haven't fully named yet. So I want to read to you now, slowly, the way these words were always meant to be received, not rushed through, not analyzed for meaning, not picked apart the way we might study them in daylight. Just heard, just allowed to settle, the way rain settles into dry ground, finding its way down to roots that have been waiting a long time for it. Let them land wherever they need to land tonight. Psalm 4, verse 8. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety. Read that again with me, slowly, the way you'd read something you didn't want to rush past. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep. Not I will try to sleep the way we so often do, lying there hoping our bodies will eventually cooperate. Not I will sleep if everything works out the way I need it to, but I will lay me down in peace. That's not a hope, that's a decision. A quiet, deliberate choice to trust, to release. To let the night be exactly what God intended it to be, regardless of how the day went. For thou, Lord, only makest me dwell in safety, not the locked door, not the alarm system blinking quietly in the dark, not the careful plans we make or the control we try so hard to maintain over things we never actually controlled in the first place. Only Him, holding what we cannot hold ourselves. Psalm 23. You may already know these words. Maybe you've known them since childhood. Maybe you've heard them at funerals. Maybe they've become so familiar they've started to blur together. But let them be new tonight. Let them be slow. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I shall not want. Not, I hope I have enough to get by. Not, I'm trying my best to feel grateful for what I have. But I shall not want. Because He is my shepherd. Because He leads, and where He leads, nothing essential is ever truly missing, even when it feels that way in the moment. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He maketh me, not He suggests that I rest, leaving the decision entirely up to me. Not He waits patiently until I finally feel ready. He makes the place, He prepares it ahead of time, before I even arrive. Green pastures, soft ground beneath tired feet, open air, the kind of rest that reaches down into something deeper than just the surface of a tired body. He leadeth me beside the still waters, not rushing, not churning, not demanding anything from you. Still, that is where He is leading you tonight, to the still waters, to the quiet place your soul has been quietly searching for all day. Even if you couldn't have named exactly what you were looking for. He restoreth my soul. He restores, present tense, active, ongoing, even now, even tonight, even in you, in this exact moment. You may not feel it happening yet. Restoration rarely announces itself loudly. Sometimes it happens the way sleep happens. You don't feel yourself crossing over into it. You simply wake up later and realize something inside you has shifted while you were too still to notice. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. For thou art with me. Not for everything is actually fine, despite how it looks. Not for the valley isn't real, or the fear isn't valid. But for thou art with me, even in the valley, even in the shadow, even in the places that don't have an easy name yet. He is there. He has always been there, walking the same ground, never once turning back. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Surely, not maybe, not if circumstances allow it, not if I'm good enough to earn it. Surely, goodness and mercy following you all the days of your life, even the difficult ones, even the ones you'd rather forget entirely. Even today, whatever today actually held for you, goodness and mercy were there, moving quietly behind you the whole time, making sure that nothing, not one single moment, was wasted. Psalm 121, verses 3 and 4. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. He does not sleep. While you rest tonight, while your body finally lets go and your mind, slowly, reluctantly, begins to grow quiet, he is awake, he is watching, he is watching, he is keeping, not distracted, not drifting off himself somewhere in the middle of the night, the way we sometimes worry the people we love might. You can close your eyes precisely because his remain open. You can rest now, fully, completely, because he never once stops watching over you, not for a single hour, not for a single breath. That is not a small thing. Let it be the very last thing you fall asleep knowing tonight. One more, Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, not be productive, even now, even at this hour. Not be certain about every unanswered question. Not be strong for one more minute before you're finally allowed to rest. Be still and know. Not figure out through more thinking. Not earn through more effort. Not understand completely the way we always want to understand everything before we'll let ourselves trust it. Just know, the way you know warmth without needing to explain it. The way you know home the instant you walk through the door, before you've even consciously registered why it feels that way. Be still and know that I am God. He meets you in the stillness. He always has. And tonight, right now, in this exact room, he is meeting you here. I'm going to ask you to do something a little different now. I'm not going to pray. I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to ask you to reflect on anything specific or hold any particular thought carefully in your mind the way we sometimes do when we're trying to learn a lesson from something. I just want you to be here. That's all. Nothing more complicated than that. Just here, in this room, in this body that has carried you through an entire day, through every conversation and every demand and every small moment that asked something of you, in this breath that's moving through you right now, slow and steady, completely on its own, without you having to think about it or manage it or get it right. Your chest rises and falls and rises again. You don't have to do anything with that. You don't have to make it mean something profound. It already means something, even in its simplicity. It means you're alive. It means tonight, this particular tonight, is still yours. It means there is still time. There is always still time for things to settle, even if they haven't settled yet. Just breathe. If a thought comes, and thoughts will come, that's simply what minds do. Even tired ones, even ones that are trying very hard to be still. Don't fight it. Don't grab onto it and follow it wherever it's trying to lead you. Don't argue with it or try to resolve it right now. Just notice it. The way you'd notice a cloud passing in front of a window, briefly changing the light in the room, and then moving on, and then let it go, and come back here, to this breath, to this room, to this particular quiet that doesn't ask anything of you. You've been so many things today, so many roles, worn one after another without much space in between them. You showed up for people who needed you. You kept going long after you wanted to stop. You did what needed to be done, and probably some things that didn't strictly need doing, but you did them anyway. Because that's simply who you are. Because some people are built that way, and you are one of them. And now you don't have to be anything, not strong, not responsible for the next thing, not prepared for what tomorrow might ask, not even faithful in any active, effortful sense of the word, not tonight, not in this hour, just present, just here, just you, exactly as you are, with nothing added and nothing performed. There is nothing you need to become in this particular moment. There is nowhere you need to arrive by some certain time. There is no version of tonight that requires more from you than simply existing in it. The only thing actually happening right now is this: a quiet room, a tired soul, and a God who has never once, not for a single second of your entire life, looked away from you. That is enough. You are enough, just as you are, right now, without anything else added to the equation. This moment, exactly as small and ordinary as it seems, is enough. So I'll stop talking for a little while now, and I want you to simply exist. Not perform stillness, not try to do this correctly. Just exist the way you existed before anyone ever told you that existing wasn't enough, that you had to be useful or productive or impressive to deserve your place in a room. No words needed, no requests, no agenda to move through. Just the sound of your own breathing, quiet and steady beneath everything else. Just the weight of your body finally resting against whatever is holding it. Just the darkness around you that isn't empty. It never was empty, not once, but full of a presence that has never needed to announce itself loudly to be completely, undeniably real. Stay here as long as you need to. There's no rush tonight. There never really was, even when it felt that way all day long. The night is long and quiet, and it belongs to you. All of it. Every slow, unremarkable minute of it. When you're ready, whenever that is, I'll still be here. And so will he. He was never going anywhere. He meets you in the stillness. He always has. He always will. If you've made it this far with me tonight, I want you to know something. And I mean this in the simplest, most honest way I know how to say it. This place is here for you, not just tonight, every night. Whenever the house gets quiet and the weight of the day starts to speak louder than you'd like it to. Whenever you need somewhere to go that isn't loud, isn't rushed, isn't asking anything from you, this is that place. It will still be here tomorrow and the night after that, and on whatever night, months from now, you find yourself needing it again. If no one has told you yet today, let me be the one to say it. You are welcome here, exactly as you are. Tired, uncertain, carrying whatever you're carrying. None of that disqualifies you from being welcome in this space. If this kind of stillness has been good for you tonight. If something in you feels even a little lighter than when you first pressed play, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to this channel, not because numbers matter to me in some abstract way, but because I want you to be able to find your way back here easily. On the hard nights, when sleep feels far away, on the ordinary nights, when nothing in particular is wrong but you still need somewhere quiet to land, on the nights when you don't even know why you're tired, you just are, and you need a place to set that down. Come back whenever you need to be still. And please, don't carry tomorrow tonight. It will arrive when it arrives, on its own schedule, regardless of how much you worry about it in advance. And when it does finally arrive, you'll meet it. You always have. Every single time life has asked something difficult of you, you've found a way to meet it, even when you didn't feel ready. But right now, this hour, this exact moment, right now, is not tomorrow. Right now is this. And I want to stay with you just a little longer before we move toward the close of tonight. Because there's something about this particular hour, this specific kind of late, that carries a weight to it. Not a heavy weight, not the kind that crushes. More like the weight of something real, something honest, the kind of honesty that only shows up once the performance of the day is finally over. Once there's no one left to convince of anything, and it's just you and the dark, and whatever happens to be true underneath all of it. So what is true tonight? You made it through another day. That might sound small when I say it out loud. It isn't. For some of you listening, today was genuinely hard. Not dramatic hard. Not the kind of hard that would make sense to explain to someone else in detail. Just the quiet, grinding kind of hard that nobody else really sees. The conversation that cost you more than it should have. The worry that followed you silently from room to room all day. The moment you smiled at someone when you didn't actually feel like smiling because they needed you to. That kind of hard is real, even when it's invisible to everyone around you. And it deserves to be acknowledged, even if only here, even if only by me, even if only for these few seconds. So I'm acknowledging it now. You carried something today, maybe several somethings, and you're still here, still listening, still breathing slowly in the dark. That matters more than it probably feels like it does right now. Now, the leitmotif I gave you at the very beginning of this night was this. He meets you in the stillness. I want to bring it back now, not as a simple reminder, but as a landing place, somewhere for everything we've walked through tonight to finally settle. Because everything we've done together, the prayer, the silence, the psalms, the slow breathing, the gradual letting go, all of it was quietly moving toward this one simple truth. You don't have to go looking for God in the extraordinary. You don't have to manufacture some dramatic spiritual experience, or feel a particular sensation, or arrive at some elevated, impressive state of faith before He's willing to show up. He is already here. He was here before you ever pressed play tonight. He was here in the exhaustion that brought you to this video in the first place. He was here in the prayer, yes, but just as much in the silence between the words. In the breath you took when you didn't know what else to do with what you were feeling. In the exact moment you closed your eyes and simply stopped. That's where He lives, in the stillness. In the ordinary, unremarkable, deeply human act of stopping and choosing to be here instead of somewhere else. And you did that tonight. You actually did it. Maybe it didn't feel like much while it was happening. Maybe your mind wandered a dozen times and you had to gently bring it back over and over. That's not failure. That's what real prayer looks like for real people on real, ordinary nights like this one. and He received every bit of it, every wandering thought you gently redirected, every breath you took when the words finally ran out, every moment you chose to stay here instead of getting up and returning to the noise waiting for you outside this stillness. He received all of it. So now, let everything we've built together tonight settle quietly into you. Don't reach for it or try to analyze what just happened. Don't grip tightly to any particular feeling or insight, trying to make it last. Just let it rest in you, the way good things rest quietly, without announcement, doing their work in the deep places while you sleep, where you won't even notice it happening. Tomorrow will come, the way it always does, and when it does, you will meet it. But tonight, you can finally rest. We're near the end now, and I don't want to fill this space with too many words. Because the truth is, the most important things that happened tonight didn't happen in the words. They happened in the spaces between them, in the breathing, in the letting go, in the quiet moments when you stopped trying to hold everything together and just let yourself be held. That's where the real work was done. Not by you, by Him. I've been doing this long enough to know that some of you came here tonight carrying something you haven't told anyone about. Not because there's no one to tell. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but because some things are hard to put into words. Some things live in a place that's deeper than conversation, and you didn't need to explain it tonight. You didn't need to name it, or understand it, or resolve it. You just needed to bring it here, into the quiet, into the presence of someone who already knew what it was before you arrived, and you did that. That took something. Don't let the simplicity of it fool you. I think about the psalm we read tonight. He restoreth my soul, and I think about how restoration doesn't look the way we expect it to look. We want it to be dramatic. We want to feel the shift, hear the change, wake up tomorrow and know with certainty that something is different. But most of the time, restoration is quiet. It happens the way a season changes, not in a single moment, but in the accumulation of small, faithful things. A night of prayer here, a moment of stillness there, a breath taken with intention, a hand opened instead of held in a fist. That's what tonight was. One of those small, faithful things. And it matters more than you know. If someone had told me years ago that the bravest thing I would ever do wasn't something loud or visible, that it was learning to be still, learning to trust, learning to lay something down at the end of a long day and say, I can't carry this tonight. And that's okay, I'm not sure I would have believed them. But I believe it now. Stillness is not weakness. Rest is not giving up. Trusting God with the things you cannot control is not passivity. It is one of the most active, intentional, courageous things a human being can do. You did that tonight. So, as this night deepens around you, as your body grows heavier and your breathing slows and the room gets quieter than it's been all day, I want to leave you with something simple. Not an instruction, not a challenge, not something that requires anything from you. Just this: He was here tonight, in the prayer and in the silence, in the psalms and in the spaces between the verses, in your tiredness and in your willingness to show up anyway. He was here, and He will be here when you wake up. You don't have to do anything with that right now. You don't have to feel it perfectly or hold it carefully. Just let it be true. He meets you in the stillness. He always has. He always will. Before you drift off, if this night meant something to you, if something in these words found a place it needed to find, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel. It costs you nothing, and it means you'll always be able to find your way back here. And if you'd like to leave a comment, not a performance, not a long explanation, just a word or two about what tonight was for you, or a theme you'd like us to sit with together next time, I read them. I really do. And they matter to me more than I can say. You are not just a number here. You are someone who showed up tonight, and that means something. Now close your eyes, let the night do what the night does, and rest in the knowledge that you are known, you are held, and tomorrow is already in His hands. He meets you in the stillness. Good night.